I'm Emily.
And I'm Anne.
And we're
Discover
Discover
Teas.
Today's Friday FAQ is all about steeping. Namely, why is it important to steep loose leaf tea a certain way?
In other Friday FAQs, we've mentioned that it makes a difference, but not necessarily why.
There's more to it than just being fussy.
You see, most tea comes from Camellia sinensis, also known as the tea plant or the tea bush.
This plant is a source of black tea, green tea, oolong, white tea, as well as special processed teas such as yellow tea, pu'er, and other dark tea, which are differentiated by what happens to the leaves after they're picked.
We'll go into more detail on those differences in another video, but what this means for our purposes today is that green and white teas are going to be more delicate than black teas.
What does this have to do with anything? Well, in addition to being delicious, the leaves of Camellia sinensis also contain tannin.
If you're a wine drinker, you may recognize tannin as the naturally occurring compound that determines the dryness or astringency of a wine.
Tannin is also what makes an improperly brewed tea bitter.
Tannin extraction in tea occurs as the cellular structure of the leaf is broken down by the heat of steeping. The cellular breakdown also releases other nutrients and flavor into the water.
The hotter the water and the longer the tea steeped, the more tannin is extracted and the more likely it is that your cup of tea will be better.
Side note, this is also why teas that have been heated in ice can still be better, but cold brew teas won't get that way.
That's why it's so important to use temperature and time steeping guidelines that fit with the flavor profile that you want in your tea.
Many of our customers tell us initially that they don't like green tea, but often they simply just haven't had it brewed correctly.
A lot of times they change their minds after trying green tea steeped to our recommendations.
This is because green tea breaks down more easily from heat, and so can't take steeping temperatures or times as high as black tea without releasing so much tannin that the natural flavor of the leaf is buried.
Even black tea benefits from a specific temperature range, which, contrary to popular belief, does not include boiling. Boiling water would, again, release so much tannin that the tannin would overpower the flavor of the black tea.
Of course, we note each specific tea's recommended steeping temp and time on our labels when you buy tea at discoverteas.com.
But in general, we recommend 175 degrees Fahrenheit for 3 minutes for green or white teas, and a range of 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 minutes for black teas.
When in doubt, always start with a lower steeping temperature and time. You can put the leaves back in, but you can't take the tannin out.
What about teas that don't come from Camellia sinensis?
Herbal teas which are steeped and drunk like traditional teas, but don't come from the tea plant, often don't come from plant species that naturally produce tannin in the first place.
This means that you don't have to worry as much about steeping temperature and time with those.
However, we do recommend using hotter water, yes, even up to boiling, and longer steep times with most herbal teas to maximize flavor and nutrient extraction.
Hopefully we've covered a lot of common questions about steeping temperature and time in this video.
Until next time, I'm Anne.
And I'm Emily.
And remember,
if you find yourself in hot water, make sure you bring your favorite tea.